My name is Rinsola Abiola. I'm an advocate for gender equity and youth inclusion in politics and governance. I'm a member of the governing party, currently running for the office of the National Youth Leader. Thank you. Madam Franca Afegwa was elected as Senator representing Bendel North in 1983 on the platform of the National Party of Nigeria, the NPN. A key factor that contributed to her success at the polls was that she was very popular among women, and the women turned out in massive numbers to support her bid. It was a keenly contested election, but with the support of women in Bendel North, she was able to clinch that seat. At the moment, I think we all know the National Assembly has two chambers. We have 360 House of Reps members and 109 senators. Presently, we have 11 women representatives in the House of Representatives, and we have 7 women senators. This number has been constant since 2015. 7 women, 7 women, 7 women in the Senate. In the 8th Assembly, in 2015, 22 women were elected. I believe we peaked in 2003 and 2007 when we had 29 and 25 women respectively. But at the moment we have 11 women. That means the number of elected women reduced by half in the 2019 election cycle. The election process in Nigeria is open, or so we like to believe. But when it comes to women's representation, at the last elections we had a record number of women vying for elective office, but very few were able to make it through the ballot. In fact, in 2019, I was one of them. I ran for a seat in the House of Representatives, but I wasn't elected, like many other women who threw their scarves in the ring at that point. So what are the challenges? In 2019, we had 91 registered political parties, and we had a total of 2,970 women vying for elective office. They made up about 11.4% of the total number of candidates. Of these 2,970, only 62 were elected. Of the 62 elected, there were 33 on the platform of the PDP and 23 on the platform of the APC, the two main political parties in Nigeria. We also had a decline of 15 seats across the country in state houses of assembly, from 55 women legislators at state level to 40 women legislators at state level following the 2019 elections. But as we've seen, with most elected women being on the platform of the two major political parties, the question is not whether women emerge as candidates, it is the platform on which they run. Because it is the strength of that platform that will determine whether or not they're able to make it beyond the ballot. So what solutions are we looking at? What do we need to do differently? At the moment, we're all rallying, calling on the Nigerian National Assembly to do the needful. We're all working, we're all striving, we're all campaigning to secure equitable representation for Nigerian women using the power of the legislature. It is very important that we have laws backing women's representation. Because if, for instance, we have a benevolent leader someday who decides he wants 40%, 50% women's inclusion, but this is not backed by the law, someone else is going to come and they're going to do whatever it is that they want to. Nigerian women are equal citizens. We contribute our quota to this country. There is a saying in my language, we say, that means a bird cannot fly with one wing. And if we have two distinct groups in a society, then it is absolutely important that both groups are able to contribute fully to developing that society. So Nigerian women deserve adequate representation in governance at every level, whether it's through the ballot, whether it's in appointed positions, in every level, at every stage, both within the party system and in government itself. So we need these laws to back our call for women's representation. The bills are being revisited by the National Assembly. It was pleasing to hear that the House had rescinded the decision on the gender bills, but we also must not rest on our oars. We must continue to campaign. And that's why I'm particularly happy that the Women Manifesto Group and others have sustained their advocacy by occupying the National Assembly. We also need policies at party level, because it is the political parties that will determine who emerges as a candidate, and it is the political parties that will set the stage for their officials after they have been elected. So if the political parties are in agreement that women will take their rightful place, that women will be adequately represented, that women will get sufficient slots, both in appointive and elective positions, then those who emerge will have no other choice than to ensure women's adequate representation in their respective cabinets. Thirdly, we need funding. I believe women are over-mentored. We talk a lot about capacity building. We talk a lot about support. But when it comes to money, when it comes to funds, Nigerian women are at a serious disadvantage. We need to rally round our women, those whom we know that they have a capacity to deliver, those who have been tested and trusted, who have been at this with us, who we know that when they get there, they will represent us well, women who will walk into rooms and hold the door open for others, who will not shut it against other women. We need to support them. We need to rally around them. And the best way to do that in a political terrain like ours is to provide the kind of funding that women need to be able to occupy elective office. I'm currently in the middle of a run for a party position. It's not even a mainstream election, and I know how much it has cost me. So we need to be able to support women everywhere, because it is crucial that we put our money where our mouth is. We need to embrace a culture of crowdfunding. Politics is expensive all over the world, but when it comes to Nigeria, it is even more so. Most of the expenses related with campaigns will not go to official things like media, will not go to official things like souvenirs. It's on mobilization, on stakeholder consultations. A lot of women do not have the financial muscle to be able to handle this alone. So we have to support our candidates. We have to support our women aspirants. Another challenge is that lots of people do not get support until after they have won the primaries. And I say this from experience. The bulk of the financial support is needed before a ticket is secured. So I urge you all, if you know anyone who is running, do your bit to contribute, because they need that money before they head into the primaries, not after. After the primaries, everybody will come out willing to support, but we need to be able to support them right from the beginning. Thirdly, or finally, after funding, can I have that slide again, please? Then after funding, voter mobilization is key. If we look at election statistics, in Lagos, for instance, we have 6 million registered voters. About 1 million decided who became governor. In my state, it was the same thing. The total number of voters was less than 500,000. In a state with about 3-4 million registered voters. And I know that by 2023, this will increase. For women who are running on fringe parties, because it is easier for women to emerge on those platforms, it is going to be difficult to dip into the votes meant for the established political parties, because they have members who are loyal to them. A lot of people only recognize their logos and will vote for them. So if you're running on a fringe platform, you have to put a lot of work into voter mobilization. You have to put a lot of work into fundraising. You have to put a lot of work into getting your network to actually deliver for you. The voter registration process is currently on. We have to take advantage of this as women. If you're running, I want to believe that you've already started the process of getting more people to register. From experience, I would also say that you could as well sponsor registration. It doesn't guarantee they will vote for you, but it's better to at least put in some effort, sustain engagement, and do as much as you can to ensure that you're able to secure that population of first-time voters. Young people hold the key to elections in Nigeria. We have the numbers. Students make up about half of the voter register. Market them, talk to them, get your representatives to go to them. If you're running in a relatively small constituency, this is easier to do. We also have to be very realistic in setting our ambitions. If you're unknown, you have no business running after the presidency. Look at your community where you've been able to build influence and start from there. It is a smaller space. Whatever resources you have will serve you better working within a smaller unit, working within a smaller area, than going for something that is way beyond your control. There is a lot more to coming out to run for office than just wanting to be known. We are holding space for other women. We are holding the space for other young women, elderly women, Nigerian women. We need people to realize that when a woman stands up and says, I am aspiring to this, the first reaction should be to take her seriously. So in everything that we do when it comes to political participation, it is crucial that we also set realistic goals and that we work towards them. Thank you very much.